All right, so now we're being recorded, and I don't think that there's an issue about time. These are like 2-hour practice sessions, but recording just will generate a copy of this that we can send a link out to people to view.
Okay, Jeff, I'm going to suggest I'm just talking here so that it picks up me as the speaker. I'm assuming on the recording it's going to show probably whoever the speaker is.
I'll check. I mean, I think the recording will just see whatever all of us are seeing.
Okay.
But yeah, each of us though has different screen configurations, et cetera, for how these appear, whether we're just showing the speaker or showing the gallery or whatever. So
it may be either a default or it may be what I'm seeing since I'm doing the recording. I'm not sure.
That's a thought. I'm also thinking, Jesse, on this, that if you had one person making notes on a Google Doc,
Right.
that one person would just have to be on Google Docs, but you could show your screen and everybody would be able to see what they're typing without having to be on Google Docs.
Exactly. So I could be showing a PowerPoint and somebody could be taking notes on Google Docs and it's still available for everybody to be viewing.
Okay, now if that happens...
If you show your screen.
What?
Now, that's my concern. I don't want... I'm wondering how are we going to use Google Docs whiteboard, because I don't want it sitting there the whole time, like it would be in real life, that people could refer to it. If I put that in there, it's going to cover up half my screen or a third of my screen, isn't it?
But you can switch what you're sharing. So if you're showing, so let's say you've got like a PowerPoint, you still have the control to have the participants see only what you want them to see. So even if I'm taking notes for you, you can switch back and forth between the notes file and your PowerPoint and you on video.
Okay, well, we're not using PowerPoint, are we? I mean...
No, but we can bring up, let's say, the RLI materials. We can bring up a file from Rotary.org, but you still control it. So if you want yourself on the screen, you would just stop sharing that file even though someone's still taking the notes.
Yeah, okay.
I think a real key point in this is based on what we found earlier, we can share one document. We can't really share more than one document at a time.
Okay, well that makes sense. And the thing that we would want to share is the whiteboard if we are in fact taking notes, right?
Right. Yes.
But not all the time.
No.
So, but how would we use that then?
Yeah. How would we?
Because normally your whiteboard is there at all, and the students can refer back to it anytime they want to. It's always there. Here we have to just bring it up and say maybe, you ask, if I ask for input and they start giving me answers back, and so I've got maybe either Jeff or Jesse's taking notes. At some point I got to stop and say, okay, let's take a look and see what we've got so far, and then it would come up. Then can I bring that up, or does Jesse or you, Jeff, have to bring that up?
Let me just give it as if I'm the presenter and I've got a whiteboard. I can just click on share screen, go to my whiteboard here.
Yeah, whoever's taking the notes is going to control it.
Right.
Okay, see, now the problem here is it has wiped out my notes. My notes are now gone. I can see and I can see this, but it wiped out my, I've got my lesson on the left-hand side. I got the people on the right, the picture, the photo, or, the screenshots.
Hit escape and see if you can get out of full screen view.
I'm not in full screen. I'm in speaker view. Half my screen is you guys, and the other half is my faculty guide. But as soon as Jesse brings up the whiteboard, I still see you, but my faculty guide disappears.
But if you hit escape again, I think it defaults to, when he hits sharing his screen, it defaults to full screen on your computer.
So I hit escape?
hit escape again and see if it backs you back up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I have my faculty guide and I have the whiteboard, but I don't see anybody.
Okay. Well,
So does that mean I've got to make it smaller?
could be. I mean, I've got two monitors going. So,
Oh, I can see you guys. Okay, you're at the top now,
Yeah.
but I only see two.
well,
That's okay because I'm only interested in the people that are speaking.
Right.
That'll work.
but I'm not positive. Like on my iPad, when somebody starts speaking, I don't automatically see them come up. I can scroll over to them. But Bruce, why don't you start speaking?
Okay, well, I'm one of the ones that's up right now, and I see Jesse, but you're talking, and I don't hear you, and I don't see your photo at all. I don't
Okay,
see-
right now I'm talking, but
yeah, you're not coming up.
okay, yeah,
And in
that's
mine, I'm seeing each of you highlighted as you talk.
but even if you're off the screen, or are you seeing all of us on screen at once?
Well, in my case, I've got this picture of a series of 4 of you showing. But that's probably because I'm the one sharing.
Now I can, I can use the arrow and I can move across and find out who's talking, but it's much easier for me if I'm the speaker and teaching to have the person show up automatically like it did before.
Absolutely.
But
So-
that seems to only happen in the wide view, or what do you call it? The
Full view, full screen?
full screen view.
Oh,
Okay, but let me ask you this: when you all are seeing just a few people, it looks like there's a little toggle at the top that has 4 options.
Mm-hmm.
One is to see one person, one is to see 4 people. Are you all seeing that, and can you
No.
toggle?
I don't
And
see the
what-
toggle, but now you popped up as soon as you started talking, Jeff, and that's what I want.
well, the options are show small active speaker video, show thumbnail video, which doesn't automatically show you the speaker, and show large active speaker video.
I think that's only available to the host. I don't have that.
I'm saying,
I think what it is, move your cursor over the windows where you see the videos. Do you see those little icons pop up?
No.
Oh, well, my icons are normally off, but they only come on when I hover the cursor over.
yeah. Mine
So
too.
they're up at the top near the videos of the people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the top of the stack.
Yes.
Oh, mine aren't stacked. They're left to right.
Well-
I've got the whiteboard underneath it.
Then go to the left.
Hmm.
Whether they're stacked or horizontal depends on where you position that window.
Right.
If you move your window to the top of the screen, it's going to make them horizontal.
Well, I didn't do that. It did it automatically.
Yeah,
As soon as the whiteboard came up.
it orients.
But if you put your cursor on any of the photos, at least on my machine, it shows that those 4 icons of hide the thumbnail video, show small active speaker video, show thumbnail video, which gives you multiple ones, or show the active speaker video large.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Even if I put my cursor on the
Huh.
What kind of machine do you have, Bruce?
MacBook.
Okay.
So do I.
Mac, yeah.
Let me see what happens if I make. Shoot. Trying to make the whiteboard smaller. But I'm not getting it. It's not letting me do that.
Are you,
Yeah.
Bruce, at this point, are you in full screen mode by any chance?
No, I'm looking at my faculty guide on the left. I've got the whiteboard on the right, and above it, I've got
Okay.
2.
Just for the sake of argument, go ahead and shift to full screen mode
Yes.
and see if you get that toggle option.
Yes. Yeah, that's where it is. But now I have 4 people on the right because I got more room because now I've lost my faculty guide.
Let me ask a dumb question, Bruce. Why do you need the faculty guide on screen?
Because I do not want to be looking away from my computer to read it when I'm teaching the course. I want to have eye contact with my audience.
Good point.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think, I think it'll still work, right? Because you can toggle it now, and then when you're ready to facilitate, you just get out of full screen mode.
Okay.
Bring up your faculty guide and your other notes and things.
So which one would I want here? Show small active speaker video?
Yeah, if you've got limited screen size, that would at least show the name and the face of the speaker.
Yeah, well, that's what I had before. Oh, for the speaker. That's what I want. Okay.
Yeah, so right now I'm seeing Bruce, but then when Marshall spoke, I saw him, and I'm in the same mode that you're in.
Right. Except now I can't leave. I can't hit escape and get back to my screen that I had before
Oh, really?
for some reason.
Can you go to the top? Do you get an options at the top where you get fit to window, exit full screen?
That's gone now. All I have, because I'm in the full screen view, I see you, and that's all I see. And I've got the 4 icons up there. I guess I was in thumbnails before. Now I'm in show small active speaker, which is good. I want to see the speaker, but that's all I have.
I think you're in full screen mode, though.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay.
That's the only way I could see the four icons.
But if when you're talking and presenting, you just hit escape, then you could see your notes.
But right now I can't escape. I'm stuck.
Uh,
Do you have a,
what if you put your cursor over?
That's interesting. I wonder why it's that way. Can you hear that? I'm getting a little tone every time I try to escape.
It doesn't like what you're doing, Bruce.
I guess not. But, I mean, there's got to be a way to get out of this, right?
Well, I have at the top of my screen, when I'm in full screen mode, it says you're viewing Jesse Allen's screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then to the right, it has this little drop down that says options.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, okay, there we go.
Okay,
Exit
so
full screen. Let me exit full screen. Okay, now I'm back where I want to be.
all right, so someone else talk and see if Bruce sees the other person. Did that just work?
Testing from Marshall. Testing.
Now, see, Marshall's not coming up.
this is Jesse?
Neither is Jesse. I'm only seeing Jeff.
If you go to full screen mode and then select show small active speaker, and then you go out of full screen mode, no, it takes that away.
Yeah, evidently it does. Yeah, it does. I can't do both.
Yeah, you have to be in full screen mode in order to see an active speaker.
So if you're not in full screen mode, but you go to the option that where you see just the 6 of us.
Oh, yeah, okay. In order to do that, I have to get rid of the whiteboard.
So you can get rid of my whiteboard? See, all this time I've been displaying.
No.
I know what's
No, I
happening.
can't.
Well,
No,
mine
you-
is
you control.
highlighted. I have you all on the right-hand side here, and every time one of you speaks, it highlights you, puts a little glow around you.
Yeah,
Are you seeing all 7 of us at once?
No, only seeing 4.
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
think any of us can get rid of the whiteboard except Jesse.
Yeah. So y'all are permanently looking at the whiteboard or whatever I'm showing.
Exactly.
So
At that time, Jesse, you came up, but that's the only time.
yeah.
Listen,
It looks like I have to be speaking for a little while before it shifts over.
Okay, are you seeing something else now?
No,
No.
I'm still seeing Jesse.
I don't see
one of these options is request remote control. What does that mean?
You know what I just noticed? Jeff started sharing the screen. I guess since you're the moderator, you can take it over without asking, right?
Well, but you took it over without me giving you permission when we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but now Cheryl's comment about the remote control is clear because she's just requesting to be able to control your computer screen.
Oh, I can.
And you can decline that probably.
I'm going to do that.
Well, why don't you accept it and then see what she's able to do?
Okay, the only reason I did that is I just wanted to bring up another file. So this is the, this is the new part 1. So this would likely be one thing that we may be showing people while we're going through our classes. And, if we're doing that, and we can minimize that. So I just wanted to, think about other things we may be showing while we're doing this. So let me,
Well, are we acting as facilitators or presenters?
facilitators.
Say, Jeff,
Yes.
I'd like to see how much remote control I have.
Okay.
If I'm going to click request here, you should see a request.
Yeah, I just
for
approved it.
control. You did? Okay.
And also, when you said share your screen, you're just sharing the one Adobe Reader document,
Yes, I chose one document.
which gives, and you're not filling your whole screen. Well, I don't know what you're seeing, but I am seeing the speaker pop up every time the speaker
Right.
speaks.
The one thing, going back to Dom's question, if we're not bringing up, let's say, they're still going to have their versions of the RLI materials, but there's all those supplemental files that are in RLI now that they have links on the RLI website. So we may be bringing up things like the Rotary Strategic Plan or something about the foundation. So part of the luxury of this is that we can bring up whatever documents we want as long as we already have them available.
You mean,
I hear what you're saying, Jeff, but this is a philosophical thing with me. If we're a facilitator, we should be acting no different than if we're in a classroom environment.
I agree.
And those documents would be available to the student if the student had printed them out.
Well, except that a lot of them are separate attachments. So in the new RLI materials, they have some attachments like they did previously that are at the end of each module. But
Right.
then you have these other links to files that are available on the RLI Files website that are PDFs and PowerPoints and Word documents and videos.
Once again, the student has the option of printing those out at their own leisure. We
Yes.
should not have to have the responsibility of presenting them to them during the teaching period.
Agreed.
Yeah, but it's not a bad idea to be able to bring them up and show them what it looks like and say, these are, here's what it looks like, and this is where you can find, and if there's something in particular that you want to, point out, you can do that. I don't expect us to spend much time with them, but I was going to show them each of the documents.
Well, mechanically, this may be a little bit more than we can handle.
The other option, which may be worth doing during a session, is we can also bring up video. So, we may be showing them, let's say, a 2 or 3 minute Rotary video as part of our session. And as long as we have the link or we have the video downloaded, we can show that like we're showing a document. So I'm just saying that we have other options too.
Would you show that same video if you were in a classroom environment?
Possibly.
Do you
As I
have
said, it just depends. But I'm just saying we have a lot of control over what the participants see if we feel it will add to the experience.
I guess where I'm going is RGA going to end up being in only one presentation form, and that's electronic versus
Oh, no.
classroom?
No, it'll still continue to be taught live, I think.
Well, I would think so too, and I think we can't, if we start giving the students more stuff electronically, then the classroom student, in effect, isn't getting the same version, and we may find ourselves with people not going into the classroom.
No, I don't think that will be a big issue, Dom. I think, first off, we can certainly do it in the classroom. But the problem is we don't have the equipment.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah. So just because we have the equipment now doesn't mean, well, we shouldn't use it.
Well,
I think,
I could argue the opposite and say just because we have the equipment doesn't mean we have to use it.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Part of this, looking at using this distance learning is, we want it to be as similar as the classroom experience, and I think Zoom gives us that opportunity. But if we decide we don't want to use those other files, that's fine. I just wanted to bring up that based on how the system works, we can show them whatever we want to show them. We can either show them just us and a whiteboard. We can show them the RLI materials if we think it'll emphasize a point. If we say everyone turn to page 5, we can also bring page 5 up on the screen just to say we're looking at page 5 now. But that's totally up to us.
well, now I have a question. If I've got my screen set up and I can see, I've got picture, we won't always have the whiteboard up, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, so I'll be double checking my faculty guide, just checking the questions that I'm going to be doing. They're going to be seeing me. What else are they going to see? Can they see the whiteboard all the time without me seeing it?
I think as the presenter, you could have 2 or 3 windows on your computer and you show whatever you think is important. If you want the whiteboard, pop up the whiteboard. If you want a copy of the RLI guide, pop it up. If you want a cartoon, pop it up. But it's kind of, I think it's going to be just up to the presenter to decide what they want showing besides faces.
Okay, so if I hit share screen, it's going to share whatever I have on my desktop.
You can share either the whole desktop, if that's the way you want to work, or like what I was doing, I share a window of exactly what I want them to look at.
If you hit share screen, it will ask you, what do you want to share?
Oh, I see.
Go try it, Bruce. Yeah, share.
It just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, so share a window right now. Go pick a window.
Okay. Share. Well, it's not giving me the option of, it just says share screen. Share computer sound, optimize for full screen video, and then it says share screen. And
Do you have
Click
a
on
window?
Click on share screen.
okay.
Or do you have multiple windows?
I have multiple windows open, right? Well, I've got my faculty guide and then,
Open up something else. Open up PowerPoint or a web browser or something else.
okay.
Okay, now stop sharing your screen. Go up to the top and stop sharing your screen. Exit, stop sharing your screen.
Okay. Okay.
Don't close those documents.
Okay.
Stop sharing your screen.
That's all I did.
I think you closed the document, but now
No, I didn't.
click share screen again.
Okay.
It should show you every app you have running.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it does. So now
Now you
I've
pick
just selected my faculty guides. That's all you should tell.
That's all we see then.
That's all we see.
So
Good.
ideally, Bruce, this is what's happening. You're showing us the page of engaging members. You talk about that page.
Yeah, no, but I don't want them to see this
Maybe
page.
when you get to the
This
stage,
has all the answers to the questions. Okay.
But
This
we're
has
just doing
my
this
notes
as
in here. Well, this is the faculty guide, not the participant guide. So
well, then you could have the participant guide on your computer too, so you could show it.
true.
But this goes back to Dom's question in terms of what other things that we may be showing. So, in the classroom, we're not showing them pages from the participant guide because they all have a copy. But we're saying, turn to page 5 or turn to the, appendix 1 where they go into various things.
Right.
We they're all going to have a copy of this. Now, we were assuming, and I hopefully this makes sense, that the people that participate in these distance learning pilots at the end of August are going to just be getting the links to the files that we all have. They're not going to have a book yet, but what I was going to do was send them the email that said, look, here's the, we're doing part 1 that last week of August. Here are the PDF files. So I would send them that, let's say, as an attachment. So they would have an electronic version that they can print or not. I'm going to recommend that they do print them because we don't know whether parts 2 and 3 are going to be done over distance learning. But as facilitators, we may say like this, bring up a page from the book just to highlight something, or keep in mind there's going to be exercises like the coat of arms where they're going to be working on coats of arms, and if they're doing that, then they would be bringing up, here's my coat of arms, and they would want to share that on their screen. So whatever, as Dom said, and I agree with him, whatever people would be looking at during a regular RGA session, they should be able to look at when we're doing this.
Yeah.
Like if you've got, you're asking for participation in, say, what makes a good leader or whatever, how would you get that up on the screen as they're talking? How would you record their answers?
That would be like the whiteboard.
Okay.
Honestly, if you're running an RGA session, when I run an RGA session, I have them looking at their materials. Honestly, the only thing I ever show is the whiteboard.
Right.
I don't do a PowerPoint. I don't, other than them looking at me, facing me. I don't have any material I'm presenting. It's all up to them to look through their notes.
That's right. You'd be using the whiteboard just like you use the flip chart.
Exactly.
But I can't get mine to do anything but draw.
Right. Well, okay. Or do it like I did.
I think there is a palette that popped up on mine that allowed me to type.
Oh, okay.
So if
But
you
sure,
go,
you can also just bring up a blank Word file.
Oh, okay. And just type it in that.
That's what I was doing effectively.
Right.
Okay.
One thing that I did want to mention to everyone that Zoom will have very soon, and maybe by the end of the month, but maybe not, is the notion of the breakout rooms.
Yeah.
So right now, if we have 20 people on the system, then that's 20 people all the time. They can't break into groups of 6 without breaking the call.
Right.
But they're close to having a release of the breakout rooms. And as soon as they do that, we'll share that with everyone too, because when we go into, small group exercises in RGA, that would be like the breakout room in Zoom.
Yes. Yeah, and to deal with a class of any size, it seems like we almost have to have that.
Okay, but we won't have it for the first go around. Is that correct?
Well, they're telling me that it may be available by the end of August, but no guarantee.
Okay, that means it's probably not going to be available. So we shouldn't plan on it.
No, and we're not having, we set it up for like 20 people per evening. Right now we've got maybe 9 or 10 for Monday and 5 for Tuesday. So we're not at large enough levels yet, but I wanted to make sure everyone knew that as soon as that breakout room option is available, we will definitely want to use that too.
Okay, let's say that the breakout room.
When we get the breakout room, I'd almost try and keep it limited to maybe just 9 or 10. Because otherwise, we're not going to have effective breakouts, right?
Right, but if we had 20 and we would be able to do like, let's say 2 breakouts of 10, we can't do that yet.
Yeah, we can't do that. Whereas
That's probably too many. I am very interested to know how the breakout sessions are actually going to work electronically.
Well, they explain it to me. We just can't do the demos. So we would say, okay, at a certain time, we're gonna break. So let's say you're facilitating, Bruce, and you say, okay, we're gonna break into small groups. I believe that either you or I, because I'm the host, would be able to segment the participants into groups. And for that amount of time, they're only communicating with their small group, just like we're doing now. And then there'd be an option for one of us to then reconvene the full group. So from their standpoint, they're still in Zoom. They haven't disconnected, but instead of having interactions with 20 people, they're only having interactions with 5 or 6. And they
Okay.
can do their own shared desktop, they can do their coat of arms, all that stuff like we're doing. But we control the time when they're in smaller groups versus the entire group.
Okay, so now let's say we do not have that available at the end of August. How are we going to have any kind of interaction between the people in the groups?
It would just be one group.
Just one group. Okay.
And that's why I was suggesting, until we know we've got breakout, I think we may not want to have a total class bigger than 9 or 10.
Well, 10, that's a lot for a group.
Even that's a
electronically.
lot for a group.
And you know, I'd like to have it like 4 or 5 or less, but we won't have a choice. You're right. We'll have to go with 10. See what they come up with, and it'll be just like we're doing now. Then, except 10 people will be speaking to each other.
While the other 10 are speaking to each other concurrently. So you're having multiple discussions at once, none of them interfering with the others, and then we reconvene them all.
Okay, I'm lost. We're talking about now without the breakout rooms. 10 people. It's just like we have right now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And keep in mind, you know, this is a pilot. We're not going to fully implement until we test it and make sure everything is okay. So the people that are participating at the end of August, it's going to count, but it's not going to be perfect because, you know, we're just beginning to learn what all this can do. So
Right. Well, that reminds me. Do we have the capability to do poll questions?
I believe we do.
Can you raise your hand?
Yes, there is a way to raise hands. I saw that.
Oh,
What one?
can anybody see that but the host?
No, I saw it.
Well,
You
you've
did?
got a chat capability. Anybody can click out on the chat.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because we are actually what they call panelists, right? And we can chat among ourselves.
Right. If you click on the chat button, you can go select anybody you want to talk to individually or click on all of them. Send a message to everybody.
Okay.
I'm going to do one right here.